friends, thanks for joining me. Today I've got a layout for you using the gorgeous July Fox box. Lots of summer and travel things in there. And I'm also going to use some bits and pieces from our summer collection. And in the summer collection you'll find this exclusive stencil, mini stencil, and it's perfect for your summer projects. So I'm going to be using some of the 49 Market shawl collection for the papers and a few embellishments. I didn't have a lot of this collection, so I'm relying on my own decorations and of course some perspectives. I love the distressed and painterly feel of 49 Market products. They really are wonderful. And they do a lot of the distress work for you, so that makes life so much easier. So I'm going to use that exclusive stencil from the summer collection. So if you do order the summer collection, you'll receive the stencil automatically as part of the collection. And as you can see, what I am doing is I am twisting and turning the stencil around, because there are different clouds on each edge, and there's a couple of clouds in the middle there and some birds which I'll use later. So I am using salvaged patina, which is obviously my favourite because it's a minty blue colour. So I feel like my whole life could be minty blue and I'd be very happy. So I'm twisting and turning and using my blending brush. Now generally I would blend in to out, so from the stencil outwards. And if you are new to stenciling, that is a great place to start because that will make sure that you don't have any hard edges. I think when you are used to what colours you're working with and the tools you're working with, the brush, you can be bold and work out in, as I did in my case. Because what I wanted is there to be more ink at the edge of the cloud there. And I think you can see in the background here that it looks really pretty. And you can go backwards and forwards and build up your colour and the intensity. I wouldn't go back and reapply, so just keep it in place and build up that colour, otherwise it could look a bit too messy and you won't get those lovely poofy clouds that you might be after. But you can go and fill in the gaps as I've just done there. And I love how it turns out, and it's in real life it is a little bit bolder than it shows up on the photos. And I'm going to be using the little seagulls now, just to add a little floaty feel to my background. And I'm just trying to think, that colour I think is Hickory Smoke. I've got another one that's very similar, but I'll leave the details below. So I'm just going to let those dry because that is a very juicy ink pad. I'm just trying to see if I can see the colour there. Normally I try and leave them facing up. No, I can't read upside down. Well, anyway, you probably know the colour yourself, but it's just a bluey grey colour. So I'm going to be using the Relax from the July Fox box. And when I first started making the layout, I'd only got the prototype, which you saw in grey there. And I now have the blue one available, which is the one that ships with the July Fox box. And I think that's what summer is all about, isn't it? Is having a relaxing time. And my photo is actually from a holiday a few years ago in the UK, but we had a stunning sunset. Oh, and it's in my favourite part of the world, down in Hope Cove, which I think is in Cornwall rather than Devon. Yeah, it's definitely Cornwall. And that was just so stunning down there, and that whole area is just beautiful. So if you're looking for a little English break somewhere, I can highly recommend it. It's very quiet, very out of the way, but beautiful coastline and not far from Salcombe. So there are more interesting things to do if you want a bit more nightlife and liveliness. But yes, definitely a good place to go. So that was the end of the talk for the English tourist boards. And I'm just going to layer up some pieces. I think that is also from the Shaw collection, but to be honest with you, I've got a big box of 49 Market elements and papers, etc. So I tend to go for the same sort of colours, and so I just mix and match. Don't let it worry me. So I just want to add some colour and texture below my photo. And I'm using my favourite shimmers, which is Oaky Bear Blue. I say it's my favourite, it's one of my favourites, but I do tend to use this a lot. It's a little bit darker than some of the colours. And if you're not familiar with shimmers, they've got different types of shimmers, which does confuse me. But I like the ones that are solid, that you just mix with water. I find them really, really easy to use, and essentially they are a watercolour paint with a lovely shimmer finish. And I'm just going to add a bit of colour to the gauze that I've put under my photo, and that's just really for more texture. And what I'm aiming for are pools of darker colour as well as just some general colour. I feel like that adds a little bit depth and interest. So if we were to look at something, there would be shadows, and those shadows would be quite dark. Well, I just add depth to the scene. So I guess this is where I'm going with the colour that I was adding. I never add a lot because I am no mixed media guru for any stretch of your imagination. I'll leave that to the more capable girls in the world, of which we've got several on our team, so that's fantastic. And I'm just going to hang my embellishments coming down the page, and it's kind of light on embellishments. As I say, I don't have a lot of this collection. I probably need to sort my life out and bring together from different collections by theme. But being as I haven't, and I've probably got loads of embellishments knocking around. I couldn't even find perspectives. I was really after some of the sea life collection. I know we've got starfish and fish and so on, and I was hoping to have added some of those before I finished, but really I couldn't find any. I need to go and buy some, I think. It's a bit shocking, isn't it, really? So one of my other favourite things, and you see frequently, is waxed linen thread. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. So it's just like normal thread or twine, but because it's got a wax finish, it kind of sticks in place, or it has a nice flow to it. And I think it's used for bookbinding and so on. So if you're looking for some, maybe look at for bookbinding twine. Just adding a little bit of stamping. Again, I'm just trying to add some depth to the page and interest. And as you can see, as always, I'm very controlled in terms of not spreading all that about too much. One thing I'm a sucker for are tiny weeny jewellery tags. I haven't used one for a little while, but you can see I've got a nice bag of jewellery tags there. So they're great for adding a little bit of texture with the thread, and then you can dangle something off it. It's just cute. So definitely invest in some of those. And a lot of the things I buy are off eBay or just general sites really. So I am a big fan of going to charity shops here in the UK when I get time and picking up old books, and you'll find treasures galore in a charity shop, and you'll be doing your bit as well because you'll be raising money for the charity. So it's a win-win for everybody, and it's really good to reuse things that might otherwise get thrown away. So I can highly recommend that. So I'm going to include that little tiny yacht there. That was from the set sail pack that's in the shop in the Sea Life collection. And since making this layout a few weeks ago, we've now released the anchors that we created for the Sea Life collection. So that would have definitely have made it onto this layout had I got them. So I'm just going to try and fix the twine in place there. So I'm really excited about the summer collection because summer is, I always say this, it's my favourite time of year, but certainly from a fun point of view, we always do lots of things in the summer, or at least we did when the kids were younger. You get pretty embellishments. So yeah, absolutely fabulous time of year. And in the collection there are some travel elements, there are summer elements, as well as paper snips, and I shall be using a paper snip from the collection later on. And they're fantastic for just adding that little bit of journaling if you are not a journaler. Hands up, that would be me. So yeah, great way to, you know, boost your summer scrapping. And I really think we've hit the nail on the head this year because I've got beautiful colours, like really clever designs as well, even if I do say so myself, which I probably wouldn't very often. But I'm absolutely thrilled with the collection. And as part of the collection, you will also receive the little magazine. And the magazine is 8 pages this time, so a real bonus. And all the layouts in the magazine won't have been shown beforehand. Or were made exclusively for the magazine at least. So that's fantastic. And it's really just to give you some inspiration and ideas of how you could use your goodies. And what I love about the magazine, and the customers love about the magazine, is you can always go back. So we started this last year, and we have maybe, I need to add them up actually, but I think we're on about number 6. And the brilliant thing is you can always go back. So even though it might have been a winter layout, the actual design itself is, you know, it has a really good structure. I've got a really talented team, and I just, you know, you can scrap lift those. You can make it your own with fresh embellishments. So they are definitely worth filing away and creating your own little library of inspiration. So I'm going to use one of the travel Clippies that comes with the collection. You get an orange and denim versions of the Clippies. And what I love about these Clippies, they're supposed to be like, I guess like a bulldog clip. And they've got a journal word on the top. But my favourite thing to do is, as you can see there, is to pass some thread through the top there. So you could hang a charm, just add some thread, add a bow, ribbon or whatever. Because, yeah, it makes a nice change from a tag. Quite frankly, I love to do that and usually use a tag. So I'm just going back in with some splatters, and again that was just the Oaky Bear blue. And I use a round brush just to create some nice round splatters. And then I'm going back in with some white. And that's a Dina Wakley white something or other. It's a good consistency for splattering. So that is going to be more or less it. I think I'm just going to put on some finishing touches and elements. I'm going to leave you with the close-ups of the layout. I really hope you've enjoyed the process and like the layout. If you would like to have a go yourself, be sure to grab that summer collection from Bramble Fox. And that's where you'll find the cloud stamp with the little seagulls. And do be sure to share that with us on Bramble Fox Friends, because that would be fabulous to see your wonderful versions. And if you don't have this collection, you can really swap out anything because it's quite a simple design. So thank you again for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed the process, and I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to Bramble Fox, or my channel is Morag Cuts, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks now, bye.